The Warm Weather Report is brought to you by Texas. Amazing scenery, inspiring art, or a chance to play cowboy. Whatever your adventure, start planning it at TravelTex.com.
Well, as we travel across the country, some lingering sights of winter along the border here in the prairies. We are picking up snowfall, snow in Ontario, and snow right through to Atlantic Canada. And look at some of these cooler temperatures. 1 degree in Quebec and 2 in Halifax. Yes, there is sunshine, but as we travel to Texas, we get sunshine and the heat as well. In Dallas, we're looking at 29 degrees, San Antonio at 29, and 30 degrees in Amarillo. Welcome to the weekend, a snowy one for many, and wishing you a happy Easter for those that are celebrating today, hopefully with friends and family. Now, if you look across the country, this feature here, the stationary boundary, that's what's going to be bringing unsettled conditions from east of the Rockies all the way through to Atlantic Canada. What you're seeing right now through the Maritimes making its way into Newfoundland, well, this is due to a trough swinging through. So in through the Annapolis Valley as well, northern New Brunswick, we could see locally heavier amounts than this. Heavier snow through western Newfoundland as well. In southeastern Labrador, we'll be talking blizzard-like conditions. Now, many on Ontario greeted with Easter snowfall, 2 to 5 centimeters along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, generally less than 2 centimeters, and most of it has been settling on grassy surfaces. It has many tweeting out, though, why does it still look like winter? Well, we know average snowfall in April, it's not impossible to get it this time of year. Hamilton, you bring it back out, as you can see from the vehicles there. A dusting has settled. We are seeing heavier snow due to that stationary boundary just along the southern parts of Alberta, extending in through Cypress Hills. I mean, as of 6 a.m., you had already seen 27 centimeters, and we're still seeing that instability. Coming up, we'll dive into more on what that stationary boundary will be doing. But right now, with the spring thaw, often comes unpleasant surprises. With the scoop, here's Michelle Mackey. Across the country, Krissy Vann joining you, and the culprit for much of that snowfall, this stationary boundary that you can make out, bringing snow through southern Alberta, Saskatchewan, and into Ontario. Eventually, that boundary will also impact you in Atlantic Canada. Of course, along the coast of BC, we have some lingering showers through the afternoon, the evening. 10 degrees in Nanaimo this evening, -1 in both Calgary and Edmonton. As for the snowfall, that's sticking to the south. I know Cypress Hills you'd already seen around 27 centimeters as of 6 a.m. and still falling, and that's why we are covering this active weather. Well, the same stationary boundary that has been bringing snowfall for you in southern Alberta and Saskatchewan, also impacting Ontario, bringing unsettled conditions. Now, the heavier amounts, 2 to 5 centimeters along the shores of Georgian Bay and Huron. But of course, through Ontario, many have had to brush off their vehicles and could cause some slick conditions on the roads. In through Atlantic Canada, that's all due to a trough that we've had swinging through. So in the Annapolis Valley, in through northern New Brunswick, you could have some locally heavier amounts. And for you in southeastern Labrador, blizzard conditions. Looking ahead, this unsettled pattern is going to continue, unfortunately. That stationary boundary will impact you in Nova Scotia, not so much as we head into New Brunswick. And in through Ontario, through Tuesday, we are going to be dealing with periods of rain sometimes snow. It's really going to be dependent on your temperature and as this boundary slides from north to south. You will notice heading into the start of the week, we do have some chilly conditions in the west. The good news as we take a look ahead, there's going to be a warming trend. So all this unsettled weather for you starts to clear out by the time we head in toward midweek. Of course, it's Easter weekend. We love sharing your photos and videos, so we have a special assignment for you.
It's the Easter long weekend and we want to join in on the fun. Take a video of your outdoor plans and you can see it in the weather selfie, whether it's with the dogs or the kids finding the Easter eggs in the rain, the shine, the sleet, or even the snow. You can find us here.
.com.
Well, as we travel across the country, some lingering sights of winter along the border here in the prairies. We are picking up snowfall, snow in Ontario, and snow right through to Atlantic Canada. And look at some of these cooler temperatures. 1 degree in Quebec and 2 in Halifax. Yes, there is sunshine, but as we travel to Texas, we get sunshine and the heat as well. In Dallas, we're looking at 29 degrees, San Antonio at 29, and 30 degrees in Amarillo. Krissy Vann joining you, and Storm Hunter's Perilous Pursuits begins in 30 seconds. First, we take a look at the systems we're watching across the country. This big one here, the stationary boundary extending from east of the Rockies through Ontario, has been bringing snow this Easter Sunday. As well, this trough sweeping through Atlantic Canada, bringing gusty winds and snowfall. Into Monday, we'll continue to see the unsettled conditions in Ontario, as well along the U.S. border here in southern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan. Some more snowfall on the way. Right now we join Jacqueline Whittle and Mark Robinson in Storm Hunters. Storm Hunter's Perilous Pursuits will continue in just about 30 seconds. But first, across the country, we are still seeing some passing showers on the south coast of BC, along the border here due to the stationary boundary through Alberta, southern Saskatchewan as well. We are seeing some snowfall, and snow has been moving through Ontario due to the same boundary. Looking through Monday, the heaviest snow you can see far to the south, 10 to 20 centimeters. Cypress Hills picked up 27 centimeters as of 6 a.m. this morning. And get ready to continue to brush off your cars, Ontario. Snow on the way, and so Storm Hunters continue. I didn't, and that's why I'm really glad that our viewers are amazing and keep sending us that spectacular viewer video.
That's right, and we do have snow across much of Canada, really from the prairies all the way into the shores of the St. Lawrence because of that stationary boundary. But here in the GTA, Krissy, it has been cool.
It really has. I mean, 5 degrees in Pearson, 2 in Collingwood, 4 in Waterloo. It gets really sad when you start to celebrate temperatures above the freezing mark. But Mike, once you see sights like this, you have to take those small victories.
Well, if you
less than 2 for the rest, but we're into April. Nobody wants to see any snow.
But snow actually isn't rare for this month. So the city of Toronto generally sees around 5 centimeters for the month. Hopefully we're done with that as we potentially hit close to 5 centimeters. But the issue has been, as soon as the snow falls, it melts.
Yep, exactly. And as we head in through Monday morning, we are going to be seeing
a little bit warmer further to the east, but a big warm up is on the way for the end of the week. On Friday, it's a certain someone's birthday, and temperatures could be mid-teens.
Go to the